Have you ever noticed how silence changes when you're truly alone in an old apartment? At first, it's just empty. Then, it becomes thick. After a few days, you start to recognize its flavors. The silence in the kitchen smells like tea leaves, but the silence in the hallway, that one smells like something very old. Death? Maybe. Or perhaps just oblivion. Sit down. Don't be afraid. I'm just glad I'm not alone at this table tonight. Drink your tea while it's hot. They say hot drinks help when everything inside you is turning cold from fear. I bought this place 3 months ago. You know the area, near the park, where the buildings remember people who wore top hats. High doors, ceiling moldings shaped like twisted, unnatural flowers. I was happy. For the first time, I felt like I had a place of my own. But the house had other plans. It started with small things. I'd leave my keys on the shelf in the hall, only to find them in the bathroom. I'd turn off the light in the bedroom, and in the morning, the hallway light would be blazing. Forgetfulness, I told myself. Moving stress. But then, I noticed the mirror. It was massive, in a heavy frame bolted to the wall at the very end of the long corridor. A strange place for a mirror, it's always dark there, the light from the rooms barely reaches it. Every time I walked past it in the evening, I felt like my reflection was lagging. Just by a fraction of a second. I'd already turned my head, but the other me in the glass was only just beginning to move. I tried not to look. But you know how it works. The more you try not to think of a white monkey, the more it jumps in your head. The mirror became the center of my world. 2 weeks in, I decided the old, squeaky parquet in the bedroom had to go. I grabbed a crowbar and got to work. It was heavy labor. The dust was thick enough to taste. And then, near the far wall, I hit a hollow spot. I pried up one board, then another, and I saw a bundle. Old, faded fabric that might have been red once. Inside was a phone. An old black Nokia, the kind with buttons and a scuffed casing. Next to it was a small leather-bound notebook. I opened it. On the first page, there was writing in my handwriting, but I swear to you, I never wrote it. My name, my last name, and today's date. And just one sentence underneath. He will come to claim his likeness at 23:45. Do not be in the hallway at that time. I threw the notebook aside. I thought it was a prank. Maybe the previous owners knew my name? But how the date? I plugged the phone into a charger. It sprang to life instantly. One message in the inbox. Sender, me. Text, have you looked in the mirror today? He's looking better than you. I checked the clock. It was 23:30. 15 minutes until the meeting. I laughed. I even poured a glass of water to steady my nerves. But my hand was shaking. Water splashed onto the floor. Exactly at 23:40, the power went out. Total darkness. Only the dim light of a street lamp filtered through the curtains. And then I heard it, thump, thump, thump. From the hallway. The sound of bare feet on old wood. Slow. Heavy. Like someone dragging something weightless behind them. I froze. I sat right here at this kitchen table, barely daring to breathe. The footsteps stopped at the kitchen door. I could see a silhouette in the crack of light beneath the door. It just stood there. Then, the phone on the table lit up. An MMS arrived. I opened it. It was a photo of this kitchen. Dark. And me, sitting at this table. The photo was taken from behind my back. Right from that corner where the fridge is. I spun around, nothing. Only shadows. The phone vibrated again. New message, turned back to the table. You won't like what you see by the window. I slowly turned my head. By the window stood, me? Or rather, a creature that looked like me. But its eyes, they were just black pits. No whites, no pupils. It was holding a knife, my favorite kitchen knife. It didn't attack. It just started mimicking me. I raised my hand, it raised its hand. I wiped sweat from my forehead, it did the same. It was a mirror image that had stepped out of the frame. I realized it was waiting. Waiting for me to make a mistake. for me to blink or pass out from terror. It wanted to become the original and push me out there, into that thick, dusty silence behind the glass. I grabbed the phone and dialed the number labeled me. Do you know what happened? The phone in that creature's hand rang. It held it to its ear. And I heard my own voice in the receiver. You don't belong here. This is my life. But the creature answered without moving its lips. The voice echoed directly in my mind. Are you sure? Remember, which of us couldn't remember his mother's name this morning? Who forgot where he worked? I've been living your life for the last 3 days. And you've just been watching me from the other side. I started screaming. I slammed the table, threw mugs at it, but they passed right through, like it was made of smoke. It was becoming clearer, sharper, and I started to notice my hands were becoming translucent. I could see the pattern of the tablecloth through my palms. I ran for the hallway. To that big mirror. I knew, if I broke it, maybe the connection would snap. I ran past shadows that clawed at my shoulders. I reached the mirror. I swung the crowbar, and stopped. On the other side of the glass wasn't a monster. It was me. The real me. In my old jacket, with my car keys. I was crying, pounding on the glass, trying to get out. And I was standing outside. Do you understand? The one talking to you right now, I am that creature. I got out. I took his place 3 months ago. I learned his habits, I read his journals, I even learned how he likes his tea. But there's one problem. The mirror cannot stay empty for long. It needs a new soul. A new likeness. The house demands a sacrifice to keep the cycle going. And every time someone comes here and listens to this story to the end, they get closer to the glass. You probably think, what an imagination this guy has. A good story for YouTube, right? But tell me, don't you feel it's gotten a bit chilly in this room? Like a draft from a place with no windows. Look at your hand. No, don't be afraid, just look. Don't your nails seem a little paler? And now, think back, what was the very first word you spoke when you woke up today? Do you remember? Or is that memory no longer yours? I've told you everything. Now you know the truth. The phone I found under the floor. I put it back. But I saved your number in it. I'm going to leave the kitchen now. I'm going to walk down the hall to that big mirror. And you sit here. Don't turn around. And whatever you hear behind your back, do not look in the mirror. Because if you look, he will see that you are ready to switch places. Thanks for the tea. It was sweet. Just like your life was, while it still belonged to you.